So welcome back to another video in this series, and this will be the second video in this series on how to script on Roblox, and today we'll be going over functions, specifically user-defined functions. So let me just create a new script. So functions are blocks of code that you can run anywhere inside of your script. So you define them once and then you can use them forever, and if you change something in the function, then it changes every time you run that function. So let me show you how to define a function. So to define a function, you have to you can use the local keyword to make it a local function. So you can do local function, and you have to write the function keyword, and then the name of the function, it can be whatever you want. So I'll do my function, and then press enter, and you have an end. Okay, so now you can write whatever you want inside of the function. So for example, I'll do local x equals to 1, local y equals to 2, and then print x plus y. So it's a rather pointless script. Oh, no, don't run that yet. Okay, so let me just stop this. Okay, so it's a rather pointless script right now, but I can run my func, and then run the script. So as you can see, 3 printed out in the output. So to call the function, simply just write the name of the function plus the parentheses, and then the code inside of the function will run. So as you can see, 3 printed out in the output because 1 plus 2, and then it's 3. Okay, so that's the basics of how to define a function. Now, one very important and useful part of the function is that you can have parameters, you can pass arguments, and then the function might act differently based on what arguments you pass into it. So for example, over here, local function, my function, and then inside of these parentheses, you can have parameters, and to have parameters, just type a random name for your parameter. So for example, x and then y. So now what you can do is you can do print x plus y. Now you might be wondering, we never gave x or y any values. How does this work, and how will this print out anything? So because x and y are parameters, you can pass values to them. And once you pass values to them, the script, the block of code inside this function, will treat x as the value you pass onto it, and y as the value you pass onto y. So instead of running my func and parentheses with nothing in it, you can have 2 numbers which correspond to x and y. So for example, 3 and then 10. So once you do that, and then in this function call, the function will treat x as 3 and treat y as 10, and it will print out 13. So if I run it, if I run it, and you can see 13 prints out in the output. And then it will behave differently. For example, if I run it again, and then I pass 1 and then 2, and now the first time it will still print 13, but the second time it will print 3. So yeah, the second time it will print out 3. Okay, so as I've demonstrated, you can have multiple parameters, or you can have one parameter. I mean, you can have as many parameters as you like while you define the function. Okay. So one more thing about functions that are pretty useful is the return keyword. So the return keyword basically returns a value to the function call. So instead of doing print x plus y, I'm going to do return x plus y, and then instead of doing my func x plus y 1 and 2, I can do local result equals to my func x plus y. Okay, so not x plus y. Why do I keep writing x plus y here? So 1 and 2. Okay, so now I'm going to print the result. Okay, let's run it. So as you can see, 3 printed out inside of the output, and result, the value of result is my func, and my function has the value of whatever it returns. So I passed 1 and 2 into it, and then it returns 1 plus 2, which is 3. So now this expression can be used interchangeably with the value that the function returns. So now line 7 will be local result equals to 3. So now print result will have 3 in it. So yeah, that's the basics of how you can define and use functions. So there's just blocks of code that you can reuse, and they're very useful. For example, if you have a very long script, a few hundred lines, or even 1,000 lines, and then you have these, you organize all of the parts of your script into different functions, and then you have one main logic loop that just runs all of the functions. Now this is useful because, for example, you have a very long script and then something went wrong. It's very hard to figure out what went wrong. And if something goes wrong and you have all of these functions, you can test each function individually. So if all of the functions except one work perfectly, then you know that the problem must arise in that single function. So yeah, that's basically all I have for you today. Yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if this helped. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.